Y'all remember Multiversus? I sure do. Oh, Multiversus, what the hell happened? For those who don't know, or those who wiped this mess from their memories, Multiversus was Warner Bros.' answer to the rise of Smash Bros. Copies made by the new development team, Player First Games. Yeah, that name aged like milk, considering how WB and the King of Clowns, David Zaslav, screwed over the game. At first, the game seemed like a golden opportunity to really hit the platform fighter scene with so much character potential from the WB vault. Stuff like Ben 10, Daffy Duck, and whatever else they have. Even the announcement trailer for it got a lot of people hyped. Batman, Shaggy, Bugs, Taz, Harley, the fucking Iron Giant? It was awesome. There was no way this could possibly fail. But they managed to sour this over the course of 3 years, from open beta to full launch. So, I wanted to go over this car crash of a game 1 year later with my personal experience with the game in its earliest days to its fall off. Before we go down this rabbit hole of a mess, if you do enjoy my content whatsoever, hitting that like and subscribe button down below helps me out a lot. Enough of that, let's dig into this grave and remember what Multiversus was. Back in 2022, god that was so long ago, the game was released into an early access open beta. You could get a code for the game's early access through Twitch drops, and that's what I did. It was cool when playing it, seeing all the characters interact with each other and the 2v2 gameplay. It was pretty awesome, I would admit. Yeah, I sucked at it, but I mean, as long as it's fun, why would I care if I was good or not? And the voice actors of the game were amazing, of course. Especially Matthew Lillard as Shaggy, and Kevin Conroy as Batman before he passed away. I even really liked the idea of variant skins, where the voice lines and the voice actors changed. I remember only buying the first Battle Pass since it had Uncle Shagworthy, voiced by Daniel Ross, and my goat Cake from Fiona and Cake, voiced by the lovely Ross Ryan, of course. Literally was the reason I tried to main Jake, but it didn't really go out that well. They dropped characters in some updates later on, like Rick, Morty, and fucking LeBron. Like, who asked for fucking LeBron? Over time, the game got way more attention than anyone had expected, both on the side of the community and the actual developers. Content slowed down, and then BAM! The open beta was shut down almost a year after. It was quite sudden for people who probably spent hundreds on the game, especially those really expensive starter packs. I remember this pissed off a lot of people, and I don't blame them one bit, but I didn't really care that much as they really didn't have that much invested in the game, just about $10. Although, this absolutely killed the momentum the game had going for it. Mainly since, in most cases for early access games, what they do is that they just update the game to the big 1.0 release. So, come time next year, the game will be refreshed and more characters will be added, and it will be all fine. Until it wasn't. Because they butchered it so incredibly bad. Come full release of the free-to-play Multiversus, and it was a shell of what it used to be. The game was slow and floaty when the open beta was fast enough for casuals and professionals to enjoy equally, in my opinion. It was jarring. Even with the cool new additions of Joker and Jason, it was a spiral of a mess. Not to mention, who even asked for Banana Guard? Like, I could get LeBron, but Banana Guard? No. Then there was the Rift PvE mode that was actually so awful and really hard to enjoy. Difficulties were either locked until a later date, or weren't available in them at all. What? You wanted to play easy difficulty to have a nice fun time. That's too damn bad. All you got is crushing difficulty, baby. I hope you like fighting a bot on crack. Then was the gem system that was tedious and grindy, like they wanted to copy Smash Ultimate Spirits, but do it way worse. Some missions were even character or even skin locked. So, tough luck. You want Joker, the newest character, to play this mission? Pay double the fighter currency with him, which is already hard to grind for, or only pay a little extra premium currency. Next season, though, he was reduced to the same price as all the other characters, meaning you paid a premium for a character on the release season only to get rug pulled next season with the base character price. That is the straw that broke the camel's back. This is what soured the entire game for me. Just feeling a punch to the gut. But there were cool things, like weekly challenges or events. These felt fair and respected your time if you were just a casual playing a few hours every so often. The rewards were pretty nice too. Then came Season 2 with Samurai Jack, and I was pretty excited, only to be hit with more sour notes. The rifts were even worse, and those challenges events that I mentioned that were friendly to casuals? The given quest only got you one tier of the reward path, meaning you had to sweat in PvP matches just to ultra grind points or buying some dumb skin to increase your points earned to even have a chance to do this. This was my nail in the coffin. Yes, they added more characters over time, more seasons like Beetlejuice and like the Powerpuff Girls, but when you completely screw over everything your game had going for it, it really starts to decline. Sometime near the end of its lifetime, they did add some sort of a fighter road thing, but by that point, WB had already messed up big time. Even then, there's also just characters that didn't really feel needed, like Black Adam, Nubia, and we didn't really need both Gremlin characters, or how Morty came before Rick. Like, how does that make any sense? Stupid decisions, jank character pricing, less friendly changes, and a crappy excuse for a PvE mode just killed all the fun for me and many others as the game declined over the seasons they released. Kid you not, near the end of the game's life, they tried to make the game fast again. But like, at that point, too little too late. So on May 30th of 2025, the game was shut down and delisted from all digital stores. All the money, all the time, all that wasted potential down the drain. Not even the Lolo Buddy Gooner appeal could save this sinking ship. Yeah, I only spent $10 on the game in the beta, but I know other people like content creators who were spending way more on this game. So yeah, people were pretty heated, leaving this game in a legacy of terrible choices and scummy monetization. Fingers were mainly pointed at the messy merger and the WB higher-ups being greedy, money-hungry pigs, since the monetization was just so awful in the full launch of the game. Although I have been really negative about all of this, I do still look fondly on a lot of good things that Multiversus did have, even if it was pretty bleak. One of them being the unused voice lines that play in the main menu or character selection. They'd say lines that would go with the time of day, the Christmas season, or even your birthday. Like, that's actually a really cool idea and concept. It just sucks that these all went used if they were using the basic quotes or quips that they had, because it would be really cool if you personalized, like having your main tell you happy birthday. To my knowledge and looking at videos, each character had these kinds of lines. Then there was the cut and scrapped characters like Scorpion, Gandalf, Johnny Bravo, and even poor Daffy. Some names were even data mined in the files back when the beta was still a thing, like Craig from Craig of the Creek. I would have personally loved that, since I was more into the show when it was airing, not to mention it was getting popular later on. But nope. All the potential was still once again wasted on a scummy, free-to-play game that spiraled into disaster. Some would think that if you make it into a full-price game and weren't as scummy with the monetization, it probably could have lasted a lot longer. At least Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2 had fan favorites and an actual decent story mode. Yeah, I said it. Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2 was a good, better game. I know I never made a full video on it, but I think my mini-series on the campaign mode proved my enjoyment of the game fully. With all that aside, Multiversus burned bright, but like any fire that isn't properly fanned or given any wood to burn, it died with a whimper. Now, it ain't all negative. I remember a group of fans were making some community mods for it so you can still play it online and add new content. Otherwise, yeah, not really remembering the game that fondly compared to Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2 or really any platform fighter game in general. Except you, Brawlhalla. You just suck in general. Honestly, if Multiversus didn't get screwed over by the WB Discovery merger and was handled the character picks better, I think it could have lasted much longer and could have been more fun. But no. Greed, terrible decisions, consume the game. Maybe someday people will look fondly back on some, maybe not a lot, but some parts of what made the game good. But as it stands 1 year later after the game's demise, it is still considered a laughingstock of the platform fighter genre. Anyways, thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed said video, be sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons down below to show your support, as it helps out a lot, and you should check out some of my other content if you find something that interests you. I will see you all in the next video.